Welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee. I like to do videos on canning, baking, vintage recipes, and life just here in the thumb of Michigan at this stage of my life. I'm semi-retired and trying to be thrifty while thriving at this stage. Today we're here as part of my continuing series about the things I can and why. And this might be the last in that series. Today we're going to cover my convenience foods, my fast foods, the things I can that make my life easier on those crazy busy days, or if we're not feeling good, or they're a start to a meal. So come on down and I will show you my favorite fast foods. I didn't used to can ready-made meals or convenience foods. It's something that's newer to me. About 3 years ago, I guess, is when I started. And now I love it. When I learned, tried some of the recipes, when I learned about the National Center Make Your Own Soup recipe, I just have loved having soups and stews and meals that are very convenient on my pantry shelf that I can just heat up. I mean, it is just tremendously convenient and cost effective. I mean, those canned soups have a lot of stuff in them and they're, not cheap. It's more than that. It's also just, if I come home from someplace and I don't feel like cooking, I have a jar I can open up. It's also a meal starter. I don't always use it exactly as it is in the jar. I'll make it part of another meal. And it's just so convenient that way to not have to chop my onions, chop your, all your veggies. It's in a jar. So the first item that I canned like that, other than my basic plain things, would have been this. And I have one jar left and I've been hoarding it. I need to make more. And since it's Easter, I'll have a ham bone. I will be making more of this. This is ham and bean soup. Michigan produces a large percentage of the dry beans in the country, in the world actually. And the thumb of Michigan is the top producer. So these beans were actually grown right around here. They're from our local co-op. And this recipe follows the Michigan Senate. It's called Senate soup, and it's served in Washington, D.C. every day. It started during the Depression. And it's just a really basic, wonderful, delicious ham and bean soup using Michigan Navy beans. So this was the one that started it. And it's just so good. I have opened up a jar of it and put it on our wood stove in a pan and let it heat it up while I'm working, when I was working from home, and we have lunch. So I love the convenience of those items, and it is a big cost savings too. So soups, there is the National Center Make Your Own Soup recipe, technique, guidelines, and I love that. Here's one here. This is butternut squash soup. Now, you can't can it as a puree, but you can can everything in here in chunks and then take it out and puree it and add some coconut milk or some heavy cream and some yogurt maybe, and it is so good. And I did spice mine with some of the warm spices, the curry and different spices like that, but you can do it to whatever you like. But all this stuff was coming in the garden and I needed to use it up, so into jars. And I gave some to Happy Farmer, who I get a lot of my produce from, and he just ate it like this. He didn't puree it up. He thought it was great like that. Another soup. Let me go to soups. Here's cowboy soup. This I used ground venison in. You can use ground pork, you can use ground beef. And it has corn and peppers and sweet potatoes. You can use regular potatoes. And it has some really great spices in it, and it's really good. You can serve it over tortilla chips or corn chips. I have made casseroles with it. I have mixed it with rice and made casseroles. I have used it in many other ways, but I'll take a jar of this for work, and it is so good. Here's another one that I first did. This is a ball recipe, and this is the spicy pork. And next time I do it, I might put more pork in it and not make it as soupy, but because the pork is so good and it makes great carnitas. Just fry it up some and you have really awesome tacos. But like this, and this is spicy, I had to cut back on the spices. This makes the best ramen. Oh my gosh. I put the ramen noodles in. I gotta stop for my clock. Okay, it's done chiming. I put ramen noodles in this. I put a soft-boiled egg on top, cut in half. Added some cilantro on top. Oh my gosh. Wonderful, wonderful ramen. This meat is so tender, and this is amazing. And this is actually the first kind of a seasoned, ready-to-go thing I canned. This was in 21. I love black bean soup, and I did that for my very first January, and I am out of that right now. We just used the last jar. I make tacos with that, enchiladas with that. Just eat it, and it's wonderful, but it's a great base too. You can add meat to it. I've opened up a jar of pork and added to it to make enchiladas, but it is a vegetarian soup, so that's really a good one too. So I love the different soups, and I have a whole list of more. I'm gonna do stuffed pepper soup without the rice. There's other soups I'm gonna be doing because I just love soups. And like I said, they're a base for me. And speaking of base, like I said, a lot of times they're just a base for me. And speaking of base, this is turkey soup, or it's a pot pie starter. This has the potatoes, the peas, the turkey, the broth, the seasonings, celery and onions in it, all in a jar. So I can add more meat to this and open this up and thicken it and make pot pie. I can make a soup. I can make turkey and noodles. I can make a rice casserole. So I can just open it the way it is, or I can turn it into something. Let's see what else I have over here. Okay, I did the spicy pork already. Let me put it out here. So, stews. My husband loves stews and I love it. Sometimes I do a layered stew. This is made from venison and it's the ball pot roast recipe. And I love this recipe. It has wine in it. It just has such a great level of flavor. We really enjoy this. I'll open up, like he'll take one jar when he goes up north. But if we're having dinner, I'll open up 2 jars and maybe I'll turn it into a pot pie. Or what we like a lot is I will make dumplings and put on top fluffy dumplings. That's always makes everyone happy. So I can thicken it and put it over biscuits, stew over biscuits. Beef pot roast, or this is venison pot roast, or a layered stew. Stews are amazing convenience food to have on your shelf that you can also do a spin and turn it into something else. Here's another soup. This is a vegetable soup that I did this past summer with tomatoes and onions and peppers and potatoes and ground venison and just peas, I think, are all the different vegetables. I was just whatever I could get from the garden was going in here. And it's just good, yummy vegetable soup. And I did put meat in it, but it would be good without the meat too. You could add whatever you want, but it's a great base. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. They're good out of the jar, or they give you a head start on making dinner. This is sweet and sour chicken. It has the pineapple, it has the peppers, and of course, they're not crunchy now. The flavor's there, but it's not crunchy peppers and onions. But so sometimes when I open this up, I will add some fresh in just to give it some crunch. Now, the meat in this is chicken breast, and next time I would make it with chicken thighs because it isn't raw packed, it is partially cooked, and I prefer the texture of the chicken thighs after they're partially cooked. This seems drier to me, and you can do this with pork too. But the flavor of this is so good, and I do use it and I eat it, but I just know I'm going to tweak it next time. Sloppy Joes with the meat, ready to go, ready to go. Heat this up. If you want to thicken it, you can thicken it. You can, if you want to add some ketchup or something to it to, thicken it up that way, you can. But you can open this up and just put it on buns. I've also used it as a base for a meat pie, like a shepherd's pie. And it has the peppers and the onions and the tomato sauce, and everything is in here. And the last ones I brought up are newer ones. First is the taco meat that I just recently did, and I love this stuff. So far, I've used it for taco salads because I love taco salads, but I am going to use it to make some enchiladas or something else with because the flavor is great. It is so convenient, but the taco salads are amazing. This is the Hungarian goulash that I did for January. There's a lot of meat in there. And this is paprika. There is no tomato product in this. This, and I'm out of it, the ball beef stroganoff are wonderful recipes to have, jars to have on your shelf. The ball beef stroganoff, you open it up, heat it up, add some sour cream, put it on noodles. It's so good. This is good on noodles, it's good on rice, it's good on spätzle. I even made sliders with it, and my husband loved that. This is so good. And I think this is my last one. And this is my newest one, and this has been the biggest convenience to me. I did it in quarts. This is the American goulash starter, and I did it with the flavors that I use. The original recipe had more Mexican flair, and my goulash doesn't have that. Now, I wouldn't mind trying it with the Mexican spices. It'd be almost like a chili, and that would be a nice base to have, but this is so good. Heat it up, put it on noodles, put it on rice. I just cook some macaroni and stir this in, and we have dinner. So these are the ones I have right now. I'm out of some. I'm out of one of my favorite, which is butter chicken, and I use chicken thighs for that. If you like Indian spiced food, it is so good. But it's not hot, it's not spicy, but the flavor is just amazing. I will continue to look for and create more recipes like this that are just convenient and something that I just like having these convenient items on my pantry shelf. If one of us is sick, go down and open up the soup. If someone comes late at night, if a neighbor is sick, there's just so many convenient ways you can use it. And when we go camping, we take some. Oh, I didn't show this one. This is Mexican chicken. It's the ball chipotle beef recipe with chicken instead of beef. This is really good too for enchiladas and taco salad. Thank you for joining me today when I showed you some of my favorite convenience home canned foods, the jars from my shelf. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.